Perfect. 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 Perfect.
What's the motherfucking deal? Get rid of that. That's not what that is. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas homer network. We're talking all sports, but only Houston. But of course, on this channel, we only talk Texans. On the other channel, we've been trying to talk some other stuff. Tried to have a little stream earlier for the Rockets pregame. Had some technical difficulties, so I ended up deleting it. It was just some stuff was acting up. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk some Texans today, just discussing some things that I have just been kind of thinking about. That have been on my mind as of late. We're going to talk about the Texans, the Bill O'Brien commentary at the Combine. I'm going to speak my thoughts, and we'll open up the Sauceline, and, we'll discuss some things. But before we get into that, man, I want to talk about what's most important thing happening in the city of Houston, and that is you guys. That is you, the freshest motherfucking ingredient. So we're going to see what we got joined us this evening. If you don't know, let me make sure I do that. Yes, I am your host, Ed Honcho. There you go. So you should know. If you don't know, now you know. We're going to get a little Sauce Nation roll call in. And that means, hey, if you are from the greater Houston area, shout out your side with pride. If you're not from the greater Houston area, well, still got love for you. All you got to do is let us know where you're at. And, send a little bit of love in your direction. Make sure you're following Sauce Sports on the proper, socials on Instagram and Twitter. Sauce Sports HTX. That is vital. Make sure you're following both of those. And, excuse me. I don't know why I got the burps and shit. And if you want to check out some of that fresh Sauce Sports merch, or Honcho merch, little Honcho hats, and some other thing, if you fuck with the Den Show, go to staysaucy.com. You can get all that there. So let's see what we have joined us this evening. Then we're gonna get into some conversation, man. James Hart, Voodoo Child, J&J. What's up, Ray? What's the motherfucking deal? Titans Up. What's the motherfucking deal? DeMarcus, the nigga who could. Maximum Overdrive. Asmel, Miss Voodoo C. Bubba Stevens. Shout out to Laporte already. Let's see. Tom Ball in the house. Shout out to Hector. D Love, Rudy Rosales. What's the motherfucking deal? Mello, what's the motherfucking deal? Berkeley Boss, Jay Dizzle from the land of the trio. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Jason Kelly, Roman Kemp. Let me see. B. Shell, what's the motherfucking deal? Captain Diggler, Luke, Alvin in the house already. Webster in the house. Mo City in the house. I see y'all. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Wise, what's the motherfucking deal? Tony Yayo, Heidi, what's the motherfucking deal? Trayvon Williams, what's the motherfucking deal? Jimmy R, what's the motherfucking deal? Jonathan Brown, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, they had a 15-point lead, losing by 9. That's terrible. That's terrible. Go DJ, what's the motherfucking deal? So, like I say, man, a lot of stuff going on that we got to discuss. And one of those things is, I've been telling y'all, I've been trying to do some other things, man, to supplement, complement, whatever, improve on the sauce, improve on the flavor. But I've had to take some time to really sit down and be realistic about the situation and, where I'm at in my life and what's going down with the sauce, things like that. Appreciate, get home, Chuck, pre-workout, wife says make some soup. Appreciate the super sauce, super chat love, Asmel. Shout out Brownsville. So, like I'm saying, though, just really looking at it, really just thinking about it, and I'm really thinking about right now on Sauce Sports, even with the other thing, is that I may go back to kind of doing things how I initially was, and that was trying to get back to more videos. I may end up lightening up on the streams for a little bit. And I got some decisions that I'm going to have to make here real soon, because there may be some other opportunities for me to do some things in life, not necessarily sports related or anything, but those things would cause me to basically kind of have to dead the channels a little bit, to kind of, I don't want to abandon, I don't want to say just leave it alone, but I mean, it's just certain things, you may have to do. So I'm kind of debating on that right now, because it would put me out of commission as far as streaming, as far as doing, you shut down the sauce, I need my refund. So it's just something that I have to consider, that could put me out of commission for a few months, man. And so I gotta really, really think about, what direction this is going in. Because once you kind of be stagnant for a while, YouTube will dead the fuck out your shit, and it ain't really no bouncing back from that. So we'll figure that out, man. We'll figure it all out, because certain things just have to be done. And if we have to start from scratch or however it goes, we'll figure it all out. Like I say, with just one thing leads to another. But right now, I'm thinking we may toughen out this, finish out this week, but I think maybe switch into Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday streams every other day, something like that. Because like I said, as y'all have seen the last few weeks or so, it's been, appreciate the super saucy love, J&J. Appreciate that love, man. But as y'all see, I've just been being late. I've been missing streams and things like that. And I don't want to get y'all, having y'all with an expectation of something and me not fulfilling on my end. Like I said, I tried to get the stream going today, and I was rushing that. And as far as the rocket stream, trying to get that together, and it didn't really come to fruition like I want to. I want to provide y'all quality sports talk. I want this to be an outlet for people to speak their minds, for people to say what they really feel about the Texans or the Rockets whenever we do talk Rockets or anything like that. And so, like I say, man, it's really on me to do better. And so right now I honestly feel like I have not been doing my best, and it's because me giving attention to other things, and just the time in which we go, and a lot of stuff. So there may be some changes coming up. Like I say, it may be less streams, but more short videos, things like that. We'll see what's happening. Like I say, it's nobody's fault. It's nothing about it, because like I said, I set a standard for myself. I set an expectation for you guys. And, once you're doing something a certain way, people have that expectation. So it's on me. So like I say, some of the things that have changed, and me not living up to that. But that's not what today's conversation is about. I just wanted to give y'all a heads up, an understanding. I'm gonna weigh my options and see what we got going, what we can figure out. Because like I said, I really don't want to abandon the channel. I think that we're on the way to something good here. Man, we'll see. We'll figure it all out. But but here's the deal with the den, though, man. The den stays consistent. The sauce is whatever the Texans are doing. You know what I'm saying? The den is a consistent conversation. It's like I say, the sauce is up and down depending on, you know, if the Texans are shaking or, you know, whatever's going on. But like I say, and the den is all right for me because it's late. And so, you know, usually I'm done with all that other shit so I can do the den. But, you know, it's about this time right here trying to get everything situated. But again, let's get to the conversation, man. So B.O.B. was at the combine talking, and I'll be honest, like I say, been ripping and running, didn't really get a chance to see it. I had to kind of read some of the things that were being said, but from what I've been hearing, it's almost seeming like he's leaning towards Honey Badger. Like they're saying, you know, Kareem is probably going to get let go, that they're making an attempt for the Clowney situation. But I know everybody's talking about, you know, we about the bag. Well, shit, we told y'all that here on Saw Sports that he turned down an offer, that there was an offer made last year that he didn't want. And so that's why we talked about that early in the year. Was he gambling on himself? We talked about that early in the year when he wasn't having, when he didn't start off in the season and, you know, then he wasn't really playing well, you know, Titans game situation. And we talked about, you know, was he kind of fucking himself over by not taking the contract that they offered, and he gambled on himself. So as far as Clowney getting a shot to have a long-term contract, you know, that's not new news. You know, we mentioned that before. It's not that we stop having a roundtable. Like I say, it's just, again, it's been me trying to take care of other things outside of the sauce, you know, having shit to take care of, you know, everyday life, and then trying to get back in time. And by the time I'm getting back and getting in, it's like 6:30, 6:45, and, you know, they may already have something else going. I'm last minute reaching out to them, seeing who's available or whatever it is with that. So that's why I say it's the consistency of the streams and stuff lately have not been up to par, and that's on me. Like I say, it has nothing to do with the roundtable not being here. It's not about the roundtable being cut out or nothing like that. It's me, and like I say, this is part of the I was hoping it wasn't a black cat. But like I say, it's not about anybody but, you know, me getting shit together, you know. And so I just gotta get some things in order to provide better streams, to make a better platform for the people, because ultimately that's what it's about. So like I say, I heard a lot of things, and so for the most part, people didn't seem too happy. I saw some people, you know, saying basically, you know, he was talking about how well Deontay Foreman has looked and how hard he's been working. So I think a lot of people were saying that kills the Le'Veon rumors and things like that. And so, you know, yes, it's a process, you know what I'm saying? Not a process like a perm, but a process in life to grow, to develop, to do better, to learn. You know, you got to learn what you are capable of and what you aren't capable of. And as those things, as you get better at things, then you can always add more. Sometimes it's about not overloading the plate. But, you know, so like I say, I've heard that, you know, people are leaning like that, you know, of course. So that doesn't sound like Miller's going anywhere. It doesn't sound like, you know, it sounds like Foreman might be all right, because they said they're impressed with his process, with his work ethic, I mean. And, you know, they said, I think he briefly talked about Fuller and Kiki. Again, like I said, I didn't hear all of it. So when we open up the Sauceline, you guys call in, you know, make sure if you caught it, what stood out to you? What was the most interesting thing to you that he said? And, you know, let's kind of figure out where we go from there. Okay, so you've been on Deformer Live already. You've been running the hills. Okay, that's what's up there. The cat was trying to get a ride, man. Why you ain't get that boy a ride? He was trying to make it to his final destination. Not that way, but you took him there. Ain't that a bitch? But so, you know, just looking at everything, being everything, I don't think too many people seem, from what I saw, most people did not come away from the press conference feeling groovy, feeling too great about what he said. But again, whenever we ever come away from a Bill O'Brien press conference really feeling good, again, like he said, you know, he out there dodging questions and avoiding things, and so he don't ever really say much, or he's really vague about things. Yeah, I heard something that somebody mentioned that about the continuity with the O-line, that it sounds like he's going to be happy with what he has. And if that's the case, man, look, if that's the case, he hates Deshaun Watson. Because if you're willing to throw that fucking shit back out there, what you have, and not try to adjust anything on that line, or not really trying to revamp pieces on that line, then it's going to be real interesting to see what happens. But here's the deal. Like I say, let's open up the line. Let me get everything in order. And open this up, get this ready. We'll open up the Sauceline. We'll let you guys call in, see what's on your mind. Give me just a second. Where we at? All right. So if you want to call in, man, the number is 833-677-2823 or 833-67-SAUCE if you want to remember it the easy way. If you want to call in and share your thoughts, man, if you got a chance to see the press conference, what stood out from you, you got to hear what he said, and let me know what you guys are thinking about that. How confident are you feeling about the future of this Texans team? Do you think that, okay, hold on. That's it loud. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in on the Sauce line this evening?
What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in on the Sauce line? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in on the Sauce line?
Hello. Yeah, there's that. Look, I got the phone activated, kick it off. Goddamn. Okay, well, I just got to hear myself. Okay, definitely. So again, like I said, sorry about that. Whoever was calling in after that, make sure you call back. That was a real weird thing. I guess sit there hear myself on repeat and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's try it again. Not my fault. Y'all know y'all heard that shit. That's just loud. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling in to the Sauce line this evening?
What's the motherfucking deal? This the Texas ambassador, your boy Mike B.
Already, Mike B. What's the motherfucking deal? Man, what you want to drop on the Sauce line tonight, man? What's on your mind?
Well, the first thing I want to drop is you better not cut this Sauce Sports, man, because we need this Sauce Sports, man. But now, the one thing I wanted to touch on, because I was talking to Pat D. Stat today, and so, like he was saying, basically, if they keep Kevin Johnson, if they keep Kevin Johnson past minicamp, then they offering him a guaranteed contract, so he not coming back. And basically, we all know now about what Bill O'Brien was saying today, that basically Kareem not coming back. Hey, you had a good year with the Texans. We love you, but hey, you gone too. But as far as the offensive line is concerned, like you were saying, you feeling like, that he'll bring back the same people. I'm telling you right now, bro, they only going to bring in 2 tackles. They going to bring in probably Donovan Smith from Tampa Bay or either Trent Brown from New England, and they going to bring in some rookie with one of those second-round picks or a first-round pick. Because me personally, I think they need to go cornerback with the first-round pick and then tackle with the second-round pick, because cornerback is a definite need that we have on this team. But, yeah, I feel like what they looking at is they looking at the everything that Julian Davenport can give them going forward, and they looking for like maybe a right tackle and another guy that can come in and compete with him, because I really don't see them just bringing in more than one person in the draft at tackle and free agency. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I just wanted to say. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. Texans ambassador in here. Let's go Texans, man.
Already might be, man. Appreciate the call there, man.
Already.
So that's interesting, though. That's interesting, and obviously, let me speak. Obviously, I'm going to learn how to speak English. But obviously, maybe Kareem is wanting to get paid. Maybe he's looking at let me cut this off. maybe he's looking at it like, this might be his last contract, so he want to get a nice check. Maybe the Texans ain't seeing eye to eye with him. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening? Ready, Roman, what you want to drop on the sauce line tonight, man?
About a couple minutes ago, man. Yeah, looking like Kareem is gone, but I don't disagree with it. I mean, I wouldn't mind him staying for like veteran presence, but hey, he's been with the Texans for as long as I remember me being a Texans fan. He's been with the Texans, so he's been a good year. He's always going to be looked at as a Texans legend, and I think everybody's going to always respect Kareem for just how long he's been. It's time to move on. We need somebody younger, faster. So I don't disagree with that. And, looking at what we're doing, man, I personally think, like I always say, I think we need an O-lineman first. I think, now this is the question. I think we need an O-lineman, but will we draft O-lineman? Because I know the Texans, man. That's our main focus, in my opinion, but we'll go with a different pick. I do agree with that you said before me. We're probably only going to get 2 O-linemen. We're probably going to get probably 2 and stick with the rest of the crew. But I say wreck shop, bro. I say get rid of everybody. I say the only person you could keep is Martin, because Martin has shown some versatility. I'm sorry, man. Everybody else I think needs to go, man. I wish Dwayne Brown was still here, because his presence and just what he brought to the team, actually, he was a solid defender. I wish he could have stayed, but, hey, he left. But I think we need to clean shop except Martin. Kind of like what we did last year, but this time we need to actually go. I feel like, okay, first we need to draft linemen, man. We need to get the best lineman. Well, no, not the best lineman, because that's going against what I said my last time. Go with the lineman that that the O-line has problems with. Like I was saying, footwork, intensity, strength, speed. Like any type of lineman that this O-line needs, go with that. And I would say draft 2 O-linemen and see if you can get 2 O-linemen. Do something like that, or draft 1 and get the rest in free agency. But get quality O-linemen. Don't get those bullshit paying $1 million for. I mean, come on, man. We need a solid O-line to help Deshaun Watson. And then I think we go cornerback, man. I just think you just let Watson get some air, and you never know. We could draft somebody, like I said, like Quentin Nelson, that could really help just shape this O-line into something special to give Deshaun the breathe. Then after that, you go corner. You get the best corner you can get. I think with us, we need speed. We need people who can catch up with people like the T.Y. Hiltons, the Odells, all that. Because I see a lot of times we get burnt. That hurts us. So get speed when it comes to the cornerback situation. But I don't know. With this coaching stuff, man, I don't know where we're going to go, to be honest with you. I'm saying this is how I personally think what they need to do. Before we know, we could draft a damn tight end. I'm just saying, you don't know this coaching staff. They backwards like that, but you never know, man. But that's all I got to say. And when it comes to this, when it comes to what you're doing, I feel, hey, look, man, I think the Sauce Nation got you, bro. Like, don't worry about anything else. Do what you got to do to help the channel, bro. We always going to support you, so if that means less streams, I think everybody okay with the Honcho. So don't get down on yourself or anything. We got you, man.
All right, man. I appreciate that, Roman. Sincerely, really do.
Yeah, anytime, man.
All right. Appreciate the call.
All right.
Already. Yes, and shout out to Jared Key, man. Because we supposed to link up on the 16th, if y'all don't know, at Lawrence Street, 725 Lawrence Street. We're going to be playing a game of Tri-Ball between 12 and 4 p.m. I got to make sure I get the time right. I'll be telling y'all the wrong shit. So if y'all don't know, make sure y'all go follow at Tri-Ball League on Twitter. And, so hopefully give us the game, learn the rules. Y'all can come out and join us, man, and play. Get a little athletic. I might be out there moving a little slow and sluggish, but, it'll be all good. But make sure y'all come and join us. So shout out to Jared Key for that one, man. So again, man, I was going to say something else. I forgot because Roman had said something. And, he was talking about Dwayne. I wonder, do y'all think that it's unfortunate that, the whole situation that took place with McNair and everything. Do you think that if Brown was still here under a Cal, I don't want to call it Cal committee, a fucking Cal ownership, we'll just call it that. Do you think that Dwayne Brown would still be gone, or do you think that was something that would have happened either way? I mean, do you guys think that Cal is ultimately going to kind of keep following in the footsteps of his father? And and they're going to want the same kind of guys. Do you guys see Cal, actually encouraging the Texans to go out and maybe get some of those fringe players? You say, no, we know now you wouldn't. Exactly. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a game changer shit. That shit is ridiculous. But they should have knew that when that move was made. They knew that we were a severe decrease in talent after making that move, and there wasn't anybody on that roster that was close to, you know what I'm saying? That shit there was crazy. That shit was crazy. See, I got phlegm all in my shit. Goddamn, I'm all phlegmy. So, yeah, and that's what I can't blame for the guaranteed money, because you go out there, you get hurt, and it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Especially if you need your quarterback, you need to protect your motherfucking quarterback. Like, especially when you found your quarterback, right? And then you don't want to protect him. Like, shit, get his man some guarantee. Now you go back and look at that, but again, those guys. Those guys talked about that on the with the Foster show. And ultimately, I think that you as a Texans, you got to look at it. Okay, do we find a way to, maybe come to terms, discuss this situation, figure out how we can, we can figure this whole thing out? Or, do we have to gamble it for the next few years, which is basically what it's looking like right now, to find somebody to protect your quarterback on the blind side? So it is what it is. So the thing is, you say you still could have gave it 2 more years. And here's the thing that Dwayne would have provided, regardless of how you felt about his situation. And it didn't even that he kneeled. Like, I don't even think that was the case. The thing with Dwayne Brown was the fist in the air. Because I don't think any of the Texans only kneeled after Bob McNair, made his comments. And then people tried to use that as, they're kneeling. None of the Texans kneeled for the whole, police brutality thing. Even though people try to take those pictures and try to put their look at the Texans, it's not what the fuck they did. They kneeled because of the Bob McNair comments. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is that I think the Texans didn't realize is what Dwayne Brown gave you is the talent that was able to protect Deshaun Watson still better than anything we had, and then a guy who could teach those young whippersnappers who are up and coming, who are up and coming, and teach them and give them some game. All right, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the Sauceline this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Okay, well, what you got going on over there, Josh, buddy? Man,
I'm watching this cool game, bro. This shit hilarious, bro. But yeah, starting with this topic before I get into this game right quick. Mm-hmm. So about the combine, I seen Bill O'Brien, press conference talking about how he loves Matthew, how he loves the team. Pretty much all the cliche shit he been saying this whole time about how we want bigger, stronger, faster players, and we're gonna go do our due diligence in the draft. And everybody's talking about us getting that Murphy dude from Washington. I don't know if everybody's propping him up like he the next Marcus Peters. I don't know. I would prefer in this case, and I know this sounds crazy since, I would prefer O-lineman, but I'm like, the O-lineman isn't so strong in this draft. So if there's a case that the best O-lineman is there, we have to get him, because I feel like the corner draft is a little bit deep. And I feel like with our 2 second-round picks, we can share that position very nicely. But as far as this Cool game right here, they got Cool's got to get a Secret Service escort out this hole. So Cool's up by 20. Coach, I guess, didn't like a foul. Coach yells at the ref for like 5 minutes. Coach gets thrown out. Next thing you know, fans start throwing water balls at the Houston bench. One of the Houston players go up from a dunk. He gets slammed down to the ground. So everybody just booing and everybody trying to figure out what's going on. Like, it's bad in Carolina right now.
Oh, interesting. You better take a
trip.
They have
to get up out of there.
Yeah, you better slide up to Carolina and whoop somebody, man.
Yeah, because I guess what it is, it's like everybody in the American Conference is mad because college game day coming. So I guess everybody's kind of pissed. But the thing it's good for the students and shit because like y'all probably should watch out for me Saturday because like I think they have a half court shot and the winner wins like $19,000 something like that. Yeah. So I guess that's why students care, but it is what it is.
What's up, man? So you gonna hit the shot or you gonna airball it?
I don't know if I'm gonna get it because the only people that shoot it is white kids and shit. Because I've been looking on YouTube videos and shit, number of white kids. But hey, if I get chosen, hey, I don't know.
So you're saying that the choosers, the people who picked the half court shot, are racist? Is that what you're saying? This is a scandal. We need to get to the bottom of this immediately.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, because most of college games go to like the Duke, the Virginia, North Carolina. So most white kids anyway. But I mean, Houston. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what might happen Saturday. Okay. I get chosen. I might get not. It is what it is.
Hey, well, players get chose, man. Lil O said that a while back. That might be before your time, though. You might not know nothing about that, though. Youngsters don't know nothing about that, though. But that's a bet, Josh, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully you get chose and you get the $19,000 and don't go tricking it off on those strippers at the club or nothing like that, man.
I ain't gonna do that, man, but all right,
that's a bet. Appreciate the call, man. Yeah, I don't know about that little old man. It's all right. I'm trying to put them on game, help my see. That's why they listen to this new music. It ain't helping them out. They need some of that old school. It might put them on something. But yeah, well, shout out to the Cougs, for handling business. Could have been undefeated. Had that little hiccup. It ain't no big deal. They mad because they out there getting embarrassed. Hey, don't put that team on the court if you don't want to get embarrassed. So it is what it is. But so I see a lot of people saying they would rather have Brown had that been the situation. But again, like I say, you have a guy that's there to help develop other guys. And I know that he had some other situations, some other things to go and handle. But my thing is, I don't think anybody feels confident in Devlin and his ability to improve players, or linemen at least. And I think having a guy like Brown there to help, be hands-on, teaching these guys, coaching them up, that would have been worth the guaranteed money. That would have been worth having guaranteed protection for your quarterback, But instead, again, like I say, you got to find a way. Sometimes you got to find a way to deal with those issues because, I don't know, you giving up 62 sacks, that's unacceptable. You see, you the fact that you were more confident putting a guy like, and again, this was after the fact, but that you're confident putting a guy like Rankin in, as opposed to, coaching a guy up who could have been your next Dwayne Brown and Davenport, because similar body types, and again, if Dwayne could have had a chance to work with him, that's that build that relationship, build that chemistry across that line, that consistency across that line. But instead, they chose to go a different route. And sometimes, we let our politics or our personal feelings or whatever it may be impede the best business move. You know what I mean? And so I think that's a big problem. And yeah, that's terrible because, like you said, Devlin will have a major input regarding O-line, and he's going to pick whoever can juggle the best because we know that he likes O-linemen that can juggle while they shuffle their feet. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That should be excellent. Again, there's just certain moves that need to be made, but you say everything else gets fixed but Mike Devlin. I don't know. He must have some pictures of B.O.B. in a compromised position. He must have some of that Ohio State shit going on. He must know some shit, that if he get let go, he gonna tell all on everybody. So we're gonna find out exactly what it really is, but it's very unfortunate that he is still around. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they feel like they can't improve in that area, but hey, we'll see. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the Sauceline this evening?
What's good? My name is Matthew. I'm new to the Sauceline, but I just called in to get my opinion on something.
Already,
But,
Matthew.
I got you. I don't understand why people saying Tyrann Mathieu. I didn't think Tyrann Mathieu did too much. He was more bark. He was barking more than actually doing something on the field, giving up touchdowns. I say go for Kareem over him. And then on top of that, I think the offense is going to struggle this year just because of the fact that Bill O'Brien, he's going to do the same thing. And until we get a new head coach like a Jim Harbaugh or something to change the culture of the team, we're not going to go anywhere. Even if we were to get Le'Veon Bell, we're not going to go anywhere with that coaching staff. There has to be a change in the Texas organization for something to go down for us to win a Super Bowl. Deshaun Watson special, D-Hop is little things like that. Like, they can shore up and we can fix the O-line, but we got something special. We got to let Kevin Johnson. It's going to be good, but I just don't see – it's not going to be effective under Bill O'Brien because he won't be able to use it right. So that's about it. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. Appreciate the call there, man.
Appreciate it.
Already. I think I had a little minor hiccup there, so my fault if it got a little janky. But again, so I can understand, I see why a lot of people feel like that because, it seemed like Kareem was playing top notch when he was at safety. But I think when you look at it overall, the things that the Honey Badger brings to you, and I feel personally that he brings to the table, again, the youth, he brings the leadership. And I think if you're going to pay somebody long term, I think he provides a different level of different energy to that team. So what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the Sauceline this evening?
Yeah, man, it's G-Rob.
Already, G-Rob, what you want to drop on the Sauceline tonight, man?
Man, I've been thinking about it too. Everyone's been talking about who do we keep, Kareem or Honey Badger. Hands down, it should be the Honey Badger, only because the tenacity he brought to the defense. Since Cushing left, I felt like JJ has tried to step up his attitude, but JJ's a team guy. He's a good boy. Yeah. We need someone with that little bit of dog in him, and Honey Badger had it. Yeah. Kareem, he's a good hitter. I will give him that, hands down. Yeah. Can't cover worth shit. But if you're going to spend the money on someone, give it to the Honey Badger. Now, on a different note, we've talked. I've watched your show all the time. They always talk about JD on how much money we're going to give him. Mm-hmm. We need to franchise tag him, and I'll be the first saying everyone's going to rip it for it. Franchise tag him and trade him. Mm-hmm. How many desperate teams out there would give up the farm for him? Mm-hmm. Look at Detroit. They're without Ansa. Who's their pass rush? They don't have anyone. I'm sorry, if y'all think Deshaun Hand is the number one, you're out of your damn mind. Look at Carolina. Pepper's retired. Who's the number one pass rusher? Oh, don't worry, I'll wait. And he's from Carolina, so that would be a perfect fit for him. Mm-hmm. The Raiders are looking to spend. They've got a lot of capital. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying you trade Clowney because I don't see how you keep Watt and Clowney at $16 to $20 million apiece. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You need to spread that love out. But when it comes to the O-line, I'll agree with everyone. Rankin was hot garbage, but I hope he got in the weight room and lifted some weights or something. I hope it was like an injury. I'm praying for something when it comes to for Rankin because otherwise that was a wasted pick.
Yeah, straight up.
But when it comes to the O-line, they're going to give Davenport some competition. In all honesty, as much as we all saw him choke, I think they're going to give him another year. That right tackle, I think it's going to come down between Henderson and whoever we bring in, and then that left guard can get some competition. Everyone's been talking about this Chris Lindstrom kid. I've watched tape on him like everyone else. He's the real deal. That's why I'm wondering if Houston trades down to try and possibly get our fourth-round pick back or a fourth-round pick, get Chris Lindstrom at guard, and I don't know if he's even that good. I'm not that impressed, but in free agency, sign someone like Juwan James. He can't be any worse than frickin' Lamb. Yeah. Lamb was hot garbage. But
man, lamb chops.
when it comes and that running back Foreman, I'm crossing my fingers for him because he looked good when he was healthy. Miller, you know what you're getting with Miller. Blue can go, but as one guy that no one's really talking about as like a change of pace back. He's not a feature back, but I think Tevin Coleman would go damn well with Foreman. Foreman's a little bit more your bruiser. Tevin Coleman's more of your elusive.
Okay.
But that's all I wanted to say, man. I just enjoy the show. Just keep doing your thing, man.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, G-Rock.
Yes, sir.
Already. So very interesting. Very interesting. And that's my thing, man. I've definitely thought about that. And I would not be opposed if that's the move the Texans decide to make is to franchise tag and trade, because there are teams that do have assets out there. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in on the sauce line this evening?
Hey, Ed.
What's the
motherfucking deal? Who you?
Hey, this is Sid from Clear Lake, man. I want to drop some on the sauce line today.
All right, what you got?
Hey, so Mike Devlin's going to be another – they're going to give him another year or two. This dude hasn't done shit in so long. I believe if they don't produce anything out of this offensive line, that's going to tell us the outcome of our offensive production overall, and that'll be the last year for Bill O'Brien. That's what I'm thinking, because all the mock drafts I see, they got Texans picking number 1, a tackle, and maybe in the second round another tackle. And also, I was thinking, should we go in and get a free agent tackle? Because you may get somebody in the draft, but that does not guarantee that he'll be a day one starter. He may be, he may not be. Do you want to risk Deshaun Watson help again this year to see if it's going to pan out or not? So maybe we should have a backup plan. You know, and I heard news today that they're really talking good about Donta Foreman. Like, he's been in really good shape. He's in the building. He's really working hard, so that's a good sign. Plus, he's like 10 minutes away from where I live, so that's cool right there. You know? And as far as the safeties, you know, Honey Badger and Kareem Jackson, you know, we can only afford one. And I would say go with Honey Badger because he's younger, you know. Also, the guy that just said trade JD, we all need to know that pass rushers in this league, that's rare. Okay? Even a guy, a 10-sack guy, he's very disruptive. He's good against the run. Yes, he's not JJ. You know, he can't get that $150 million, but whatever we can get him on, we need to keep him at least for 2 more years till you have to pay Deshaun Watson. Because right now we're in win now mode. We need all the help we can get. So keep all your best talents. You know, you may trade JD to somebody and get a first-round pick, but you can pick up a pass rusher that is not guaranteed that he's going to be able to perform in the NFL. We already know what we can get out of JD, and if he stays healthy, maybe he'll get better. So that's all I got, man. I want your opinion on it.
Okay.
Well, all right, man.
That's a bit, man. Appreciate the call, Sid.
Okay.
All right. Now, that's also a very valid point, which he's making there, that pass rushers are at a premium. I think that, you know, they'd have to see what are they really getting out of Ejiofor. You know, are they going to retain the services of Whitney Merciless? I think there's some tough decisions to be made there. Now, what he said about, you know, first that some mock just having to go with a first and a second round tackle and a tackle, picking up possibly a tackle in free agency. Yeah, I know about wanting to, you know, cover your ass, but at the same time, you don't want to put too much investment. Say one of those guys actually hits, or what if 2 or 3 guys are talented? So now you just have an abundance of talent that you can't necessarily use all of it. And so then you're kind of sitting on some shit. You kind of overspent. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
Hey, brother, it's El Lobo, man. Steven. Hey, hope you're doing good tonight, man.
Doing good, man. El Lobo, long time no hear from, man. I hope all is well, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Just working and going to school, man. But it's going well. You know, he did bring up a good point, last gentleman, I forgot his name, about franchising Clowney to trade him. The only person I would do that for, the only one, is that I would draft instead of Clowney is if we got, say, a top 5 pick for him, a top 5, and we would draft, there's an outside linebacker out there. I think his name's Sweat or something like that. Seen something about 6'6", 280. That's the only guy. But other than that, I'd say keep him. And as far as tackles go, I would say Cody Ford, and there's another guy out of Alabama. I forgot his name off the top of my head. Real good kid, but you know, I think that's the only thing that I would trade Clowney for is a top 5 pick, and we could draft a newer, younger pass rusher. But that's just my opinion on it, man. Hey, I hope y'all are doing good tonight. I look forward to hearing the comments, man. Hey, y'all have a good night.
All right, you too, man. Appreciate the call, little boy.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. So, interesting. Like I said, I have to take a look at that. What I was saying prior to the call about that, though, about the all the tackles, is that, you know, you kind of, what if you invest, all that capital in tackles and they all end up being trash, or you invest all that capital, they all end up being good, then, you know, you've kind of overspent, one way or another, so I think you're going to have some issues. You just kind of got to take that gamble. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
It's your boy.
What's the motherfucking deal, Ray, man? What you want to drop on the sauce line tonight, man?
Honcho.
Yes,
drop some Blanco sauce, man. I'm going to get on this right now. So I'm listening to all the callers, and I'm listening to pretty much everyone's in kind of an agreement for the most part as far as Texans fans go. I think the biggest disparity between Texans fans now is the difference between keeping JD and leaving JD. So, as you all probably already know how I feel about it, I think Clowney should be traded ASAP, and we should get something for him. I don't want to see him leave for nothing. In other words, I don't want to see another Mario Williams scenario. Equally, and this kind of leads me to my next little segue here, equally, I don't want to see Deshaun Watson on his back, and I don't want to see him hurt. And this offensive line has to be addressed. Everyone's already said that. But I keep saying this over and over and over again. The Texans don't learn from their past history. I guess they didn't learn from the Mario Williams thing. I guess they're not going to learn from the David Carr thing. So now we're pretty much reliving history as it speaks right now. So I guess my biggest question is, all these mock drafts that keep coming out have different tackles, have tight ends. Some of them have, corners and stuff like that. And I got to say, for the first time in many years, I have no damn clue whatsoever the way they're going to actually go. I mean, we can all sit here and speculate exactly what they're going to do and exactly where they're going to go. And I know everyone keeps talking about Cody Ford. I swear to God, if we draft Cody Ford, I'm going to lose my shit. I cannot stand. I have many reasons for it. But if you're a big fan of Cody Ford, you're either an Oklahoma fan or you're into measurables, and that's about it. Because other than that, that guy's form is shit stained. He gets pushed around a lot in pass blocking, and the only thing that man can do is run block. At best, he's a right tackle, maybe even a guard, and he is not worth that first round pick. I'm sorry, I don't give a damn what anyone says. I don't care what the pundits say. I don't say what draft experts say. I've seen everything I need to see on that guy. I take Chris Lindstrom and I don't look back. It's that simple. And if you're going to go with anyone as a tackle, it either needs to be Jawan Taylor or Dalton Reisner, and that's it. It's in the first round. If not, go corner or best player available. The thing about it is, out of everything that we're talking about, let's hypothetically, let's say we lose Clowney, right? What makes you think Houston wouldn't go for a pass rusher in the first round? You put that past them? I sure as hell don't. With this coaching staff, are you fucking kidding me? And for the love of God, everyone needs to understand that Brian Gaine is Bill O'Brien's puppet. Bill O'Brien wants this guy. Before this, Brian Gaine has no say more than anything. I should say, he has really no say compared to what maybe Rick Smith would have had. And even saying that, I don't think Rick had that much to begin with. All I'm saying, guys, is that man, it's a long road until we get to the draft. And even when we get to the draft, we still don't have a damn clue. If they were smart, they'd start piling some picks, get rid of JD, just tag him and get rid of him. I mean, he may not even sign his tenure or his tag. You have to keep all that in perspective. There is so much stuff that's got to go on from now until then. It's kind of hard to speculate. I mean, in my personal opinion, what would you rather have? Would you rather have an offensive line and potentially more draft picks to protect Deshaun Watson, or would you want to pretty much, for the most part, from what I'm gathering, overpay Jadeveon Clowney for someone who can't get double-digit sacks in a season? We all know he's good, and we all know he can stuff the run, and he can play leverage, and he can contain the outside. But as far as pass rushing, elite, he is not. Let's not kid ourselves. But don't mean if we lose Clowney, we have Edgepour that can jump in. We can move Merciless back to the side to where he's been the most dominant in his entire career. He looks lost out there because he's playing out of position. And if you've been a part of the sauce, you know we've been saying that shit for years now. So I'm just saying, you don't get rid of Clowney for nothing if you're going to lose him. If you're going to keep him, pay the man, and let's get it over with so we know what the hell's going on. But as far as right now, I know Houston fans are just dying on this Cole Clowney thing. And I honestly think, depending on whether we re-sign him or trade him or let him walk, literally will depend on what we do free agency and draft. That's all I got, man.
And I honestly think it's going to end up being best player available. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the Sauceline this evening?
Oh, what's up, Honcho? This is Rudy.
Rudy, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop on the Sauceline tonight, man?
I just want to kind of comment on what everybody said. I'd say we keep Clowney, franchise tag, or trying to sign a long-term deal. Keep Honey Badger. I saw Ray's offensive line prospect video that you were telling me, like we talked about last time. I agree with him with Andre Dillard. Like I told you, I like him, and then Dalton Reisner as well. Two, like I said, I think like I said we talked last time. I think they should try to sign a tackle in free agency, and maybe like a Darrell Williams, or even I know you're gonna laugh, but Trent Williams maybe. I know you are, because I see you every time. You're like, oh my God, not this guy again. But just an upgrade of what we have at Davenport. You know what I mean? Just let him compete. Like really compete. Because Henderson, at least last year, he earned his right tackle spot. Davenport was just given to him. He had nobody compete with him.
Like I say, man, I talk a lot of shit, but ultimately, like I said, I do agree with you. It needs to be an upgrade at the position, one way or another. So whatever is necessary, I'm not going to complain. I talk about the Patriots connections and all that. I'm tired of that shit because it just seems we going that route. But if the Texans are trying to upgrade and actually do something, I'm not going to be mad, especially if it fucking pans out. But so yeah, I could definitely see that. I think that it has to be a mix. Again, I would like I say, the caller before, a couple of calls before was saying about, maybe a first, a second, and going to free. I don't want to spend that much capital.
No, that's too much.
But you may be entertaining, a high draft pick and, picking up somebody in free agency, because I'm a personal belief that, veteran, knowing what you get out of a veteran is always just a little bit better, because I think it's a crapshoot when a guy's coming into the league. You really just don't know. All the measurables can be there. College can be great, but a lot of guys end up peaking in college and they don't pan out in the league. I mean, they end up being a second or third stringer, or whatever it is, and sometimes fall out the league within a couple of years. So I think you're really taking a gamble. So I think to hedge your bets, it's good to have a high draft pick and somebody that you acquire in free agency also. So I would agree with that.
Yeah, and then two, I know you don't like Rankin very much, and I know Orlando Brown was available when we drafted Rankin, but we have to see. He was injured, and the Texans have history of drafting some injured players. Like who was that corner, the last one, Kelly?
Yeah.
Like didn't he come off an ACL, and they were trying to hopefully he was going to come back healthy, but he never really did come back from that. Well, he's still recovering, but trying to get back. But Yeah, I know. I saw that too. You don't like Rankin very much. And me, I was talking to my cousin, and he's like, yeah, hopefully Rankin can pan out and be healthy this year, and hopefully, do something.
Yeah, and I agree with that, man. Because I tried to give, I as bad as he was, I wanted to give Rankin the benefit of the doubt. And that is because he was hurt basically through OTAs, through most of the preseason, things like that. And then he kind of got thrown into the fire as soon as he was available. So not really having that chance to develop, to get that experience, the cohesiveness with your teammates and things like that. He just wasn't ready. You know what I mean? He just wasn't ready at all. And so, it was a move of desperation by the Texans. Yeah. And, but one, they should have never had themselves in that position. And so, again, it's not all his fault, but he's not ready. He's not a tackle either,
Yeah. And you know how Bill O'Brien's always big on competition. Let's try to get one in free agency, and let's try to get one in the draft, and let's let them compete. There's, certain guys, like Henderson is going to try again to get that right tackle position. Hopefully he stays healthy. He's not like a brick wall like they want. Hopefully he can stay healthy, and let them, the other guys, they're still going to compete like he says they are, and hopefully the best players will play. Like Martin's probably the only one that's pretty set at center, but also, too, we have Mance, too, that's pretty good at center and guard,
I feel like Mance needs to be on the field. I don't know what it is, why they don't put Greg Mance on the field more. They can find a way, because it just seems like the running game improves when he's on the field. I don't know what it is. But, again, like I say, with Devlin, with that coaching staff, it's always questions with the decisions that they make, man, and it's just it's perplexing. And so you just never really know. And so as fans, we don't know the ins and outs of what's really going on behind the scenes and things, but there's just certain shit that the eye test tells you. It's like, okay, this guy should be playing more, but coaches, sometimes they go based on, some guys are, when the lights come on, that's when they cut it on. Yes. Some people are practice all-stars. And those practice all-stars, when the lights come on, they're not that good. And the motherfuckers who are just, okay in practice, when the lights come on, coaches got to realize who has that and who doesn't have that. And sometimes I think they may base too much on practice.
Yeah, that's Bill O'Brien. Like, I guess Mance doesn't practice well enough to be a starter, you know what I mean? I guess. And then, I guess, too, I don't want to ramble too much. I just wanted to say that, man. I just want to say, man, I really appreciate your show, man. I got some guys at work, checking the sauce, and just, we're all behind you, man. You know what I mean? I think you do a fantastic job. It's one of my favorite things to do is to watch this show. My wife kind of gives me the evil eye sometimes, but, it's all good. I still say I'm gonna watch it. Okay, just leave me alone.
Yes, I don't want to be. Look, don't blame me if anything. It wasn't my fault.
No. It's all me. She knows that. She's like,
Well, that's what's up, Rudy, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man.
Already, man. I appreciate the love, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Later.
All right. Shout out to Rudy, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the Sauceline this evening? Hello.
What's going on, man?
What's the motherfucking deal?
You got it, man. This is Texan Steve, bro.
Already, man. Texan Steve. What you finna drop on us tonight, Texan Steve, man? What you want to speak on, man?
Well, I was listening to your show the other. I think it was a repeat. I didn't get a chance to catch it, so I caught the repeat. And you was talking about how. Well, I heard a caller call in, and he was talking about the combine. And how combine is just guys in shorts and running around and blah blah. What did he call it? What y'all call it?
No.
See, y'all didn't like the combine.
Yeah, call it the underwear bowl.
The underwear bowl.
Yeah.
That's what y'all call it. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is what I call it. I call it the Olympics for the world's best athletes.
Okay.
You never get a chance to see this kind of stuff nowhere. You're not going to get a chance to see a guy bench press 225, 40 times, 35 times. You're not going to get a chance to see that on nowhere. You're not going to get a chance to see nobody run a 4.29 and a 40. You're not gonna get a chance to see that. You're gonna want to see that or a 4.2 anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's Olympics to me. And I'm a track guy, a former track guy. I used to do all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to
Hold on. I think. Give me 1 second. I think look my connection got fucked up on me.
on a 4.29 or 4.2 anything. Huh?
Okay, hold on. My connection had messed up on me for a second. The last thing I caught you said you was a former track guy. What you said after that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it cut up.
I didn't know your connection messed up on. Yeah, I say, and I like the competition.
Mm-hmm.
The competition of of players running a 40 and running a 40, doing competition in track and field. I like that, and I like to look at the arm strength of a quarterback. Now, what I'm trying to say is analytics do matter. I see they have a defensive tackle coming out of Alabama. If that boy runs under a 5, he's probably not going to go in the first round. He got to run a 5 or better. Not a 5, I mean at least a 4.9. You hear me?
Yeah.
He got to run at least a 4.9. And they got him going. Some people got a number 1 over Joe Bosa. Now, I was wrong about, I had Joe Bosa. And I said, well, when he comes to the league, he's not going to be that effective because his numbers. Well, I was kind of right because he can't stay healthy. they ball him up over there. It's hard to play that position. He played the same position as JJ, except for he's like maybe 20 pounds lighter. And they just play their defense, their offense towards him. But anyway, to say that, say for instance, just like I heard a call about Mario Williams. Say for instance, you got this freak that's freaking 6'7", 300 pounds, run a 4.5 in a freaking 40. Okay? He run a 4.5 in the 40, bench press 225, 35 times. He can play when he play. He ain't never been hurt, but he was playing behind somebody else. The dude is a good character dude. What are you supposed to do? You supposed to get that dude. That's you supposed to be taking the best player available. So analytics do matter. 6'3", 205-pound cornerback. You say in your mind, the dude 6'3", 205. He don't have to run no 4.29. The dude just really have to run a 4.4. Analytics do matter. And if you have a good cornerback coach, you can coach him up to the next level. Now, it is 4 cornerbacks that I think go in the first round. That's if Greedy is gone. Okay. Now, I'm thinking Greedy might go top 10. And if he go in top 10, we ain't going to have a chance at Greedy. There's about 3 others. Now, if 4 quarterbacks are taken top 10, we got a chance. It's Kyler Murray, was it Haskins, and there's a couple of more that I can't really name right now. They go in the first round, in the top 10. That means other players are going to fall. Hey, it happens every year. People that you ain't never heard of only play 1 year freaking college, and they done popped their ass up to the first round. What's his name? Miss Trubisky.
Yeah.
You ain't never heard of him before. Popped him up, go number 2 overall. All right? Now, we need some stuff like that to happen. The defensive tackles, they need to fall. All the defensive players need to fall. I don't care if it's the best. If it's a J.J. Watt, he needs to go at number 12. Now, the ends need to come on off the board. Jordan Bosa, I hate to say it, but he should be the number 1 pick overall. He fresh. He ain't played the whole damn year.
Yeah, that's true.
He fresh. Yeah. He took off. Man, I got things I need to do. I can't be wasting my time. He should be number 1 draft pick overall, man. And I guess it'll be some one and dones. And hey, I got a question for you. I asked my brother this. His name is Rooster. I told him to listen. Okay. We used to have a radio show, Texan Steve and the Rooster. Okay. If Ed Oliver is there for you at your pick, do you take it?
That's tough. That's a real tough question because I think it depends
if
on.
If he's there for you, do you pass on Ed Oliver?
That's tough. That's a tough pass, and I think what the Texans gonna do anyway. Like I say, is best player available. So if I'm the Texans and I'm of that mindset, no, I wouldn't pass on him. Does he necessarily fulfill a need? I don't think so. And then depending on how the JD situation going, some other things, I don't know if he necessarily fulfills a need, but he does strengthen that defense. So I would say because I feel like the Texans are going to go best player available no matter what, I wouldn't pass on him.
His combine depending on his speed too. His speed and his bench press. I got a buddy that worked up Rooster worked up there. He talked to Ed Oliver all the time, and he like he's an Alabama fan, and he called him Mr. Oliver. He calls him Mr. Oliver because he going there with that Alabama hat, telling him he be disrespected. Yeah. Don't be coming inside my weight room with that Alabama hat. Okay. And all that with that coach up there trying to showboat on the sideline, talking about how Ed couldn't wear that.
Yeah.
How he couldn't wear the jacket.
Yeah, that's why he ain't got a job no more.
That's why his ass ain't got no job no more. You can't talk to Ed Oliver like that, man. Who do you think you talking to?
Yeah, that's wild.
Sucker. Hey, and we had just went to a game maybe 2 weeks before that, and I told him to tell the coach that they telling me coached a good game, man. Because I think they came back and they won. And then they gonna pull something like that on the sideline. Hey, man, hey, you don't do that, homeboy. Yeah, you can get your ass on up out of here. Yeah. Well, don't play that there. I would love this is what I want everybody to look for in the combine. Okay. I'm looking for a nasty guard. Yeah. I'm looking for a nasty interior guard. I'm talking about like my boy used to be in Dallas Cowboys. What's the boy? Nate Newton, big Nate Newton. Yeah. Give me some big nasties. I need a big nasty guard that can pass block and can run block. And not just run block, I want you to finish him. Yeah. I ain't tripping about the tackles. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't tripping about the tackles. I think we're going to be all right. But if I can give me some interior, think about Pittsburgh interior linemen. They got Big Pouncey right there.
Yeah.
You feel me? We need somebody. We need some hogs right there. We need it's one-on-one, man-on-man in that trench right there. In that trench is man-on-man. You need hogs.
So
you don't need no 300.
Is there a particular guard that you see that you think fills that role?
Man, I can't even think the boy's name. I can't think of his name. No, it's not no particular guard. They call him an offensive lineman. I can't think of his name. I have to look him up. But that's what I'm saying. I'm coming with a fresh eye in the combine. I'm looking for at least 300 pounds, 315 or better that can run at least on 4.9. I need them to be able to pull and run and go run down the linebacker. I need something nasty right there. So I'm looking for an attitude. And I've been holding up everything. Each year I start looking at the players pre-combine. This year I said, just to make it more interesting to me, I want to look at it while the combine is going. So I got today and all weekend.
Yeah, pretty much.
All weekend. And, I know there's some players that I want, and then there's some players that's big names, and I'm like, well, I still want my players. They were like, no. I said, no, I want some Wisconsin lineman. What's his name? Badass?
Right.
I want Badass. I call him Badass. I don't think his name Badass. It's like Beat Ass or some shit like that. But I want him because he's a nasty dude. I like nasty linemen. Say like Richie Incognito.
Yeah.
Man, I like Richie Incognito. Richie Incognito nasty.
Yeah, he wild.
I like linemen like that.
On and off the field like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I like nasty. That sucker nasty, man. That sucker will put his fingers in your eyes and everything.
Yeah, get on.
I like nasty. I like that. You're in the trenches, man.
Yeah.
Everything go. Hit him in the stomach. You can hit him in the nuts. I don't care. Move him out the way.
God,
I don't care. I want nastiness. Right? Oh, you seen that? And when you look like you could have pushed him down, push his ass down. Yeah. Don't just I almost had it now. Drive his ass to the damn ground. Finish him. Yeah, I want to finish him. Hey, somebody was right about how the Texans. You got to remember this. This is a young organization. Well, we've been around, 17, 18 years now?
Yeah, something like that.
They haven't learned to separate emotions from business and players. They haven't learned that. So, like Cushion, we held on to Cushion 3 years too long. We held on to Andre about 2-3 years too long. We held on to Foster by 2 years too long. They loving on these players. Oh, he's a hometown guy. You know what I'm saying? We just keep him around for hometown sakes. No, man. When it's time for him to go, it's time for him to go. I heard somebody say, I don't think it's time for Clowney to go. It's not time for Clowney to go. This is one of those guys. Y'all gonna be bitching the moaning about. Everybody who talking about let him go, let him go. We need to trade him. Let him go. We need to trade him. Next thing you know, we don't hold on to another hour, bitch.
Yeah. That's what I feel like is gonna happen with the Clowney situation. Either way, if Clowney stays, people gonna be mad. If Clowney goes, people gonna be mad. I think it's a no-win situation either, unless they just find somebody who comes and outperforms Clowney in that position or something like that, which I don't expect to happen. But either way it goes, it's gonna be if he stays, they're gonna say, "Oh, we paid him too much money to stay," or if he goes, they're gonna be, "Oh, we didn't get nothing for him," or "We didn't, we should have kept." It's gonna be somebody gonna be mad with the Clowney decision. Either way it goes, I don't think anybody can win on that one.
Also, I got a question.
All right, what you got?
Is it true that Steven Anderson was on the Patriots team?
Yeah,
and got a Super Bowl. Right?
Yeah. Anderson bounced and got him one.
You see, the Patriots knew the trick. The Patriots knew the trick. Just get somebody from the Texas team, and your ass gonna win a goddamn Super Bowl. The Rams didn't have nobody. They had Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
I told my buddy, I say a player trumps a coach.
Oh man, ain't that a bit?
They knew that. They knew what happened. Hey, if you just get a player from the Houston Texans, your ass gonna win the Super Bowl. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, get your former, that's what it is. You get your former Texan, you gonna get them one. But hey, here's the deal, Big Steve, man, Big Texas Steve, man. I appreciate your call, man. And as far as I always look forward to your call, man. When you gonna come slide through the den, Texas Steve, man? They've been asking about you in the den, man.
All right, man. I tell you what, man. That's 10 o'clock, ain't it?
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Den at 10.
All right, that's what's up, man. I'm coming. I'll be there. See, I eat my food and then I just go to sleep.
You gotta hold it down. Come slide through the den one time for your boy, man.
That's what's up, man. I'm gonna stay up tonight.
All right, that's a bet. I'm gonna be looking for you.
All right, that's what's up.
Already. Shout out to Texas Steve, man, holding it down, man. That's what I'm talking about. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
What's the motherfucking deal? This the Texans ambassador, your boy Mike B once again.
Ready, Mike B. What you want to drop on the sauce line, man?
Nah, real talk though, I really want to bring up a point that nobody, and I really don't see too many people in the South chat and the South Nation talking about. But if you really, really, truly want to fix the offensive line, I mean, we know Mike Devlin ain't shit. We need a new coach with Mike Devlin for the offensive line, and we know that he's not a developer. But, I mean, just seriously think and look back at Nick Martin. That's the biggest problem with the offensive line. He's supposed to be our franchise center, but when does he play the whole season? He ain't played the whole season last year, the year he got drafted. The year before, he been in there 3 years? Nick Martin, how can you have continuity on the offensive line if you don't have a true center? I mean, let's be honest. When Greg Mance got in the game in the Coast game, in the first Coast game, that's when we really started moving the ball, running the ball with our running backs. That's when you start to see our offensive line change. Because, first of all, just like Deshaun Watson was coming off an injury, Nick Martin was coming off an injury too.
Yeah, he was.
When he started at the beginning, he was rusty. Just like Bill O'Brien said about Deontay Foreman. I mean, what's the difference between Deontay Foreman and Nick Martin? Deontay Foreman, in a little bit of time he had to prove until he got hurt, he proved that he could be a top running back in this league. Not a top-tier running back, but he can be above average running back in this league. Now look at Nick Martin. He didn't prove in 3 years that he's had the same injury problem, same injury concerns as Kevin Johnson. And Nick Martin a number one pick? I'm not sure. But, I mean, I'm just saying, Nick Martin is the main problem that we truly need to look at offensive line. I agree with the other callers. Man, get a nasty center in there. Get a nasty somebody who's going to set the tone for the whole offensive line. Because, to be honest, and this goes back to an organization thing, they have not drafted nobody on the offensive line besides maybe Dwayne Brown to really be somebody and be a staple point in this offensive line. Besides that, who they drafted? Nick Martin, and he's been hurt. So that's what I think we really need to be talking about. When is it time for Nick Martin to leave? He's coming up on the contract after this year, too.
That's something to look at, man.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about, man. Y'all keep going, man.
Already.
Texans all day.
That's a bet, man. Appreciate the call there, Mike B.
Oh yeah.
Already. All right. I'm about to get ready to wind down in a second. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta go. You know, nature calls like a motherfucker. Straight up. But I'm trying to see, we try to get Diaz if the professor gonna call in, and drop some flavor. We got one more call. Give me wait just a second. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
Man, Honcho, it's your boy Roman again. I got some breaking news for everybody, man.
Hey, what you got there, man?
Man, what I just seen from NFL Fox Sports on Instagram is that Nick Foles is going to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh man, I said that week. What was that? What week we played them 16? Man, I said that was happening. I knew that was happening. That wasn't even. I'm not even surprised by that. Not even surprised.
Now, how you feel about it?
I don't even feel no kind of way because I knew it was gonna happen. I knew. I just like I said, I'm not even slightly surprised. I mean, appreciate you breaking the news, but honestly, not even surprised. I knew it was gonna happen. Like I said, because just looking around that week. I remember looking up that week when I saw that he had that player option, and then that they said that they were still gonna be committed to Wentz even though he had went down. I said, oh yeah, Foles gonna end up in Jacksonville. I remember I said it on the stream, so I'm not even surprised by that, man. Like,
so you feel like a Jacksonville can get some quality receivers and like fix some of this defense. You think they could be a contender?
I think it improves Jacksonville. He's better than Bortles.
We also got their money situation bad, so we never know who's staying or not.
Right, as I said, they got to get their funding right, but they'll still have enough talent to have a quality defense. It might not be the defense that it has been the last couple of years, but they'll still have a quality defense. But I think it's worth it to improve that offense because that's been their real problem. I mean, you got to think about how the Texans were a few years back. We were in that same situation. With like 17, where we really wasn't able to do much. We were winning, in spite of him. But I think they're gonna be all right. I mean, it just depends. You've heard the rumors about they might be trying to trade Fournette or whatever. We'll see what happens with that. But I think they've upgraded their quarterback situation. I don't know who all they still have as far as receivers, who is a free agent that they have right now. I have to really look at that. But I think that's an improvement for them. So I mean, but that's why I say, and that's why I was saying what I've been saying about O'Brien from way back is because this entire division will improve. Like I said, I knew Foles would end up in Jacksonville, so that's an improvement. So those easy wins that we end up getting aren't going to be the same because Bortles going to Bortle. He going to do what he does. So now you have to. The offense has stepped up a notch. The defense is still solid. If you don't improve that offensive line, it's still going to be a problem. Offense. So then you got to look at Indy and Tennessee as far as coaching was an improvement because they got more aggressive coaching. This division, and again, those guys were rookie head coaches. So now they have a year under their belt. They have a better idea of how they want to coach, how they're going to handle situations. We got Bill O'Brien who's going to be going in doing the same thing. And, and so like I say, the division has gotten better. And the fact that the Texans didn't really make coaching improvements, in my opinion, the quarterback coach was a plus. That's about it. But they didn't really make improvements where I really feel like it was necessary because, Kelly's not going to call no plays. That's just a fucking figurehead to be there. I think this division is going to be tougher, and that's why I said I've been really doubtful. Not doubtful. Concerned was my word about the Texans and their whole situation, man. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, Honcho, I got to tell you one more thing, man.
All right, what you got?
I'm fucking with you, bro. He ain't going to Jacksonville.
No, I'm about to say, well, shit. Either way, I'm saying shit. It's gonna happen.
but now, let me tell you something, Honcho. This what happened. I was looking at Instagram, right, and they had a picture of him in the Jacksonville uniform. So I was like, oh shit, he going to Jacksonville. So I'm really bummed. It was really NFL Fox. I'm not lying about that part. Yeah. But they said it was predicted by NFL Fox fans. I'm like, man, they playing nigga thinking it's serious, but it is some Nick Foles news though. He is a free agent. They're not going to franchise tag him, so he could still end up in Jacksonville. So we got to wait to see, man. I actually think we could, but I don't think the money wise. I would love to have him as a backup for us, but we can't do that, man. He gonna get paid $20 million, so we ain't paying that. So that's all I got, Honcho.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad at you. Okay, Not because of the trolling. I just sat up here and said I got to go take a motherfucking leak. So I'm ready. You to troll me while I got to go take a motherfucking leak in this street. So I just sat through that. We give my explanation and all that shit, man. You know, but you all good, bro. You know, it's all good, man. It's all love. I'm just fucking.
I'm happy you said that because I know you've been wanting to say that.
It's all good, man. But I appreciate it.
All right, man. Anytime.
All right, look. Okay, that's better. Look, y'all all try to call in. I think try to go pee. Let's make these quick. Cause I look. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling on the Sauceline this evening? Hello.
What up?
What you got there, man? What's the motherfucking deal?
What up, man? First of all, I want to let y'all know that ain't nothing better than our division getting more difficult as it already is. Because it's going to tell McNair it's going to tell our owner one thing, and that is O'Brien ain't cut for the job. All right? So if we keep having this damn AFC South that keeps crowning us champions, and if we really don't go out there and earn it, given the fact that Jacksonville is basically a QB away and a receiver away, you know, they're gonna get Nick Foles, bro. They got the offensive coordinator who basically coached Nick Foles. So as far as that is concerned, it's just about them letting go some of the on the defense because they got to clear some of that cap. So that's gonna be the interesting stuff because obviously they've been cutting on defenders since last year when they let go of Fowler. Yeah. And I think they ended up cutting somebody else in the backfield. So, you know, they're gonna keep cutting at defense because that's what basically has cost them that much. So it'll be interesting to see. Apparently they're gonna get what's his name, Ramsey's 5th-year option. Yeah. But I don't think Ramsey's gonna stay there, man. I mean, Nick Foles, it ain't nothing better than the Jaguars becoming competition for us because if you can get through your own division, that prepares you for something bigger. Yeah. When you go through this damn division and you fucking go 5-1 in your division, and then you get to the playoffs and you get spanked by the coach, I mean, like that doesn't serve you any good. So, I mean, ultimately that's what we need. I mean, as far as the Titans is, I wouldn't be surprised if we split with the Titans again, just because they got a new offensive coordinator, and you know Bill O'Brien and his record against new coaches. Like, I don't know what it is with Bill O'Brien. Like, bro, like, you shouldn't be getting beat by no damn rookie head coaches. Like, that's unacceptable to me. But, look, as far as the coaching staff, they obviously brought old boy with the experience that he's had with coaching and assistant coaching. So O'Brien got basically this year he's gotten the most help. So if he can't do anything this year, that boy's gone. I mean, we all know it. Like, they're not going to continue to waste people's talent. Let's be honest. They want to get Watt a ring. They don't want that dude. I mean, they're not going to give him a new contract. So when his contract is over, they're either going to say, look, if you want to retire a Texan, you're more than welcome to. But other than that, like, you can go somewhere else if you choose to. They're not going to give that boy another contract. Yeah, no. So it is what it is. With Clowney, I mean, I think they re-signed Clowney. I think ultimately they're gonna be in the $70 million, 60 guaranteed. I heard somebody say 3 years. I'm like, that's stupid. Why the hell would you give Clowney a 3-year contract? Because in 3 years you gotta pay. Not only would you have to repay Clowney at that point, and you know how high it's gonna be at that point, and you gotta over here and re-sign Watson. So that'll be stupid. You gotta give him at least a 5-year contract. 4 with a 5th-year option, and you gotta lock him in. Apparently, based on today, they talked about how O'Brien, one of the things that he did say and was very clear about was the fact that he wants to see Matthew Honey Badger back, which means to me they're not gonna be paying all these people unless Kareem refuses to get paid, which I doubt, because based on everything he's been doing this off season, it looks like he's like, you know what, I want to get paid. I want to secure the bag. So can we blame him? Can we be mad about him because he wants to secure it for his family? Heck no. My thing is, he's a top of safety to me, especially if somebody's willing just to play him at safety, that the fucking Patriots will end up picking up and fucking bite us in the ass. So that's my thing, right? But other than that, man, I mean, you're pretty much solidified at safety, especially if you bring back Honey Badger. You got 3 good safeties: Andrew Hall, Justin Reed, Honey Badger, and then your corners. Like I said, you need to pick up a corner in free agency, bro. Like the fact that the Ravens are thinking about cutting that Jimmy Smith dude, the fact that the Dolphins one of the things that I found interesting was the fact that O'Brien was talking about how he actually, the Dolphins' new head coach, who used to be the defensive coordinator for New England, he's actually the one who took him from scouting and put him into the coaching tree. So there's got to be some connection there. So if you have that type of connection, then I would say that you could make some type of transactions with Miami. So if they're willing to let go of a corner, like let's say Justin Howard, and based on the way he was talking about Merciless today, like I'm like, oh, I don't know, because they were bringing up to O'Brien the fact that Merciless, I guess in some way, was complaining that he wasn't being used in the right way he should be used, which we all agree he shouldn't. But O'Brien's response to it was more like, well, this shit changes every year. Every year is fucking different. So in other words, like, you either adjust or just shut the fuck up. So to me, it was like they're willing to shop Merciless around if somebody's willing to trade for him. I mean, ultimately we've agreed that they're not going to use him. He's not going to be a cover guy, so just go ahead and trade him if you can get a good corner or a lineman. Trent Brown, that lineman from New England, I don't think New England pays him, but I do see somebody else going out there and giving him the bag. But to some people's good point, they were talking about that Trent Brown has actually been, that'll be the second season he's released by a team. So, you know, it's kind of like the thing, the last left tackle that New England had, I forget his name, but he went to the Giants and he was trash, you know, which we've all talked about. It comes down to coaching. Like, you know, I don't know what the issue with this Devlin guy is, bro. I don't know if he's sucking O'Brien up, what it is, but like, if their O-line doesn't improve, every year that you look at O'Brien, the line has gotten worse. Yeah. Like, you took our best O-line that Kubiak put together, and every year since you've been here, since 2014, it just got worse and worse and worse. So it's like, at one point you got to look at that, and I'm sure the owner's like, I'm not going to let Watson go out there and get another 65 hits. Like, that's not going to happen, bro. Like, they didn't draft that dude so he can, you know, his career can end short. Like, that's not why they brought him here. So if O'Brien can't protect Watson, and I'm talking about less than 15 sacks this season, like, they're going to have to cut the man. It is what it is. You know, Honcho, like, man, it's been like 2002 since this freaking organization, you know, came together. It's 17 years, bro, and you can't even give me an AFC championship. Like, dog, let's go, man. Let's get the people that need to be in here to push us to another level. I don't care who you got to pay. If you got to pay this coach $200 million, if you got it in the bag, give it to the man if he's going to deliver. That's where I'm at. As far as this season coming up, I don't really have high hopes for it. Like, our schedule is even harder than it was last year, and you couldn't even secure a bye last year. Like, what hopes do I have in you doing it this year? Because you get a little bit of help. Like, it is what it is, bro. But I'm only interested in Brian Gaine because what's going to happen? Like, is Brian Gaine going to have the balls to fire O'Brien and stay? Or will Brian Gaine be the type of person like, okay, if I fire O'Brien, I'm walking with him, you know? So that's the thing right there. O'Brien obviously brought Gaine because he knew it'll be harder to let him go, given the fact that the dude, you know, making the moves is his guy. So as far as the draft, though, it's gonna be interesting. I want that Julian Love guy, like I said, man. Was it not Baker, but the other guy? I'm like, that dude look like Johnson, bro. Like skinny, like scrawny. Like I don't need another corner looking like that, bro. I need someone who's gonna freaking play smash football and freaking bring T.Y. Hilton down and let him know who boss, baby. Like, we're not playing games this year, bro. Like, every AFC team is looking for a wide receiver. Like, the coach already came out and said, we're looking to get a top receiver. So, most likely, first pick in the draft, they're going wide receiver, which can only get worse for us because it's like, if we can't even cover one receiver, like, what are we going to do now, you know? So, like, they got to get it together, bro. But yeah, that's my feel.
Appreciate the call. Look, I've been holding it in like a motherfucker. I got to take a motherfucking leak. I fuck with y'all, Sauce Nation. Appreciate y'all. But your boy, I got to slide out, man. You know, den at 10, all that good stuff. Y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. I appreciate all of y'all. God damn it. We'll be back at it tomorrow. But like I said, you know, I'll keep y'all updated, you know, if anything changes. But I got to slide out. With that being said, y'all stay saucy. Y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. And I got to motherfucker.